What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I was looking over the NCAA polls this morning. They have the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Yes, I will always refer to them as the Fighting Sioux. That's just the way it is. As the fifth-ranked team in the country, and rightfully so, they're playing outstanding at 18-9-7 coming in to the weekend. But I can't help but wonder, they had three pretty good players committed there off the U.S. development team last year. I got to see the development team play last year against BU. And Stephen Matteau was up with the Devils. Seth Jones and Miles Koulis, and none of them ever took a minute at North Dakota. Matteau was physically in the National Hockey League. He would have had a hard time adjusting to the college game. I like Matteau's game a lot. But he really wasn't lighting up juniors. He had 28 points in 35 games, and he's got 3 points in 14 games with the New Jersey Devils. He's tenacious. I think he would have had some trouble in terms of the undisciplined play, but I can't help but wonder, a big WCHA series, having him barreling down the boards on the Minnesota defensemen. I'm sure they'd be scared out of their wit. And Seth Jones, another one that's committed there. Or he never officially committed, but it came down to Dakota and the Portland Winterhawks, the Western Hockey League. There's going to be a number 1 or 2 pick in the draft this June. And you look at what he can do. He's got 52 points in 57 games. He's huge. He's probably the best American defense prospect, in a long time. I would say Brian Barad, but I think he's more highly touted than Brian Barad. He can do it all. He can quarterback a power play 5-on-5, short-handed, And he kind of, like I said, was a microcosm between the recruiting war between the NCAA and major juniors, and he's the biggest name on the market. And then Miles Koulis is having, a subpar year with the Medicine Hat Tigers. Out of the three of them, I think he would have had the most success as a freshman at Dakota, because he's not matching up well against the bigger forwards, bigger defensemen, in the Western Hockey League. He's an undersized, skilled guy from LA, 38 points in 64 games with the Medicine Hat Tigers, and he's minus 13, but I still think he would have found a nice niche on the second or third line for Dakota, and been able to contribute and help them out consistently. But I think this is tough. They got a pretty good class coming in next year. They got Tambellini, they got Keaton Thompson, who both going there next year. But you can't help but wonder what this class would look like, and could these three guys vault them over Minnesota for first in WCHA? And even Quinnipiac after the #1 record in the country, you'd have to say so. How many defensemen are like Seth Jones? There really aren't that many in all hockey like him. And the tenacity of Matteau and the Koulis is, like I said, I think Koulis would have definitely done better against the WCHA competition. I think his game's almost more suited for college, which Matteau's actually the polar opposite, which is just the way it goes. But I can't help but this would be a hell of a and they got a good shot. College hockey's wide open. We can agree on that. And it's kind of them and Miami of Ohio have been the most fleeced by juniors the last couple of years. When you look at Miami of Ohio, had a couple of kids on the U.S. World Junior team that spurned them for juniors. Seeloff, Hartman, Tyler Biggs, and Murphy was another one. So I think it's the same thing with Dakota. You look at I've talked about on the show ad nauseum. What can the NCAA do to prevent these kids from going up to majors? But it's going to be a long drawn-out battle, and I just think this Dakota thing is tip of the iceberg of what it looks like on the whole, and how many skilled players are going, are spurring college commitments to go chase the money in Canada. And Koulis wasn't drafted, so that. Now I know his father has some money. I think they live in Newport Beach in Los Angeles, but college education. I think he's still a legitimate prospect. I think he'll play in pro hockey, but college degree, man. But we'll see how it all works out. It's pretty intriguing situation, and the NCAA CHL war isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So get buckled up, and I'll have you covered all along. That's this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the little North Dakota Junior war going on. Stay tuned for episodes, the season and beyond. Later, guys.